It's Friday. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Friday episode of Stack Sats Show. Can't believe it. I went and figured out. I think we're on episode 280 of the Stack Sats Show. It's pretty crazy. That's a lot of episodes. God damn, that's a lot of episodes. It's a lot of episodes, a lot of stacks. TGIF, that's right. DCA to BTC. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Carlos Jaramillo in the house. Choo! Friday, Viernes. In the States, we have, I think it's Labor Day tomorrow. Labor Day on Monday. So we have a 3-day weekend. Woo! 3-day weekend. So, are we going to have a show on Monday? Yeah, you betcha. I'll wait a little bit more. Wait for more people to start to come in. I think I'm cutting the show too short by just jumping into the segments real fast. So we'll hang out for a little bit. How's it going, Carlos? Hope everything is well. Do me a favor, guys. As you come in, please hit the like button. And guess what? We hit a new all-time high on subscribers. We went to 200 and let's see, what was it? There it is. 289 subscribers. Yay. 289 subscribers. And wait, is that right? We need more subscribers, guys. We have more episodes than subscribers. Where's my trombone? I don't have one. I don't think. I don't have one in here. That's sad. Let me see here. Yeah, 280 episodes and 289 subscribers. No, that's good. That's right. As long as my subscriber count is at least more than the episodes, I'm not averaging 1 subscriber per video. I need to do some more shorts again. The shorts, I think, help grow the channel. So we got to push. We're going to need 11 more subscribers to get to 300. What's going to happen when we get to 300 subscribers? Well, we'll be making history. We'll be stacking $300 on whatever show we hit 300 subscribers. We're going to do, instead of doing the $20 DCA for that show, or the double DCA for if the price is lower anyway, we're going to do a $300 DCA, $300 smash buy when we hit 300 subscribers. Okay, so, and we'll track it and all that stuff so we can keep track of it like we did back in the day. Okay, all right. I don't think I can afford to celebrate the 300 subscribers and episode 300. So we're gonna celebrate the subscribers. Episode 300, we'll do something special, but we're not gonna do any additional stacking. I need to feed my kids. What up, Jake Thomas in the house? Round of applause from the live studio audience for Jake Thomas. So when Gary Gensler is on the what? On the SEC guy, what do you think will happen? Well, he's probably gonna make it. He's probably gonna ruin everything, right? And I don't know. He's not friendly to Bitcoin. Oh, excuse me. He's not friendly to Bitcoin, of course. So the initial reaction, if he does get put into the SEC position, the chair of the SEC, the initial reaction, I think, is going to be volatile, right? People are going to say like, "Oh my God, Bitcoin's going to zero. Let's sell it before it goes to zero," and that'll be a self-fulfilling prophecy for the nice dip, right? And the paper-handed pansies are going to sell their stack because they're afraid of Gary Gensler being in the SEC. And whatever, he implements rules or whatever. I got in a boating accident. I lost all my Bitcoin. I'm sorry. I don't have it. Right? And if they institute policies that are not friendly to Bitcoiners, then you always have the right to move, right? You don't have to live here. And find a jurisdiction that's more friendly to you, right? And they'll see that people start to leave and they're losing what I would say, people that are creating value and smart people, and I think they'll reverse course, right? That's the worst case, I guess, right? If they try to seize it from you, what are they gonna do? Go to everybody's homes and try to figure out their seed phrase, right? Lock everybody up like like Morpheus when that guy betrays him, and they catch him and they have him all like drugged up trying to get the codes for Zion. What are they gonna do? Huh? They're not gonna come in here and do that to everybody. That's the whole point. It's decentralized. It's too expensive. It's too if everybody was holding gold and everybody was holding receipts for gold at the bank, at the place where you save your bank, or where you store your gold, yeah, they could go physically there with the FBI and seize the building and take everybody's gold and be like, "Ha, we got your gold," right? Well, they have to do that for every single person that has Bitcoin. And not only that, they have to actually if the person is prepared, right, and doesn't have their seed phrases written down lying around somewhere, right? They have to find that stuff, right? And it's too much effort. They're gonna spend more. It's cost prohibitive to go around and try to seize everybody's Bitcoin, right? Because as soon as that starts to happen, right, people are gonna realize that it's happening, and then gonna start people will start leaving, right? And you can't even tell you have Bitcoin on you when you walk away, right? Just gotta remember your seed phrase, 12 words, 24 words, whatever it happens to be, right? Have an actual boating accident, and ruin your hard wallet, and I lost my stuff. I lost my stack. There you go. But then you have your seed phrase memorized. You go to a friendlier jurisdiction. You restore your stuff, and you have access to your loot again, right? Anyway, so yeah, I'm not even worried about it, but I am prepared for it, because I know that if something like that were to happen and the price of Bitcoin drops, right, they won't be able to seize it all. So that's an opportunity for us to buy, right? If you're able to continue to buy throughout that window of more FUD, then you'll be better off for it, right? Which brings me to today. Did you meet your Bitcoin stacking goal? Did you? Right? Did you get to one Bitcoin? Don't answer in the chat, please. Do not answer in the chat. This is just a hypothetical. If your goal happened to be 1 Bitcoin and you reached your goal, that's awesome. Freaking fantastic. I want to give you a round of applause from the live studio audience for that. Okay? If your goal was to get to a quarter of a Bitcoin, I'll give you a round of applause from the live studio audience for that as well. If your goal was to get to half a Bitcoin, 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoins, wherever, whatever your goal is, whatever your stacking goal is, what do you do when you get to your stacking goal? I'll take answers from the chat if you guys want to throw them in there. Spoiler alert, you keep freaking stacking. You keep freaking stacking. That's what you do. Okay? Nothing changes. You do not have enough Bitcoin. When you get to your goal, set a new goal. Set a higher goal. Okay? And continue to do the thing that's going to help you stack and stack and stack. Okay? Reorient your life in a way that makes it easier for you to save in Bitcoin, to buy more and more Bitcoin, either by not going out, not spending as much, or getting a new job, or taking on a side hustle that's going to give you a little extra money so you can stack a little harder, right? So find creative ways, gamify it. Okay, I'm super bullish, super convicted. I just watched I just finished watching the interview with Taylor again, and yeah, dude, like, you should be focused on figuring out ways to stack harder, and just focus on that, right? Because any other endeavor you're doing is distracting you from what you should be doing, and that is stacking sats. Okay, like, I'm sure when the gold rush was happening, I don't even know if this example makes sense. But when the gold rush was happening, man, I'm talking a little bit too much. Let's go. When the gold rush was happening, I'm sure there was a guy who was like, oh man, look at all these people. They're going west to find their fortune. That's cool, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna stack. Yeah. I'd rather just do something else, right? I was like, okay, fine, right? But nobody's gonna remember them. I was kidding. Anyway, let's get started with the show. I think I rambled enough for the intro. Welcome to the Stack Sats Show. My name is Roman, and here on the show, we buy Bitcoin Monday through Friday. We talk about stacking sats, talking about Bitcoin, and yeah, it's the vibe. It's a positive place for beginners to come and learn about Bitcoin, and not get misguided into other coins like anything else, altcoins, poop coins. Not get misguided and go into yield farming, trying to put your Bitcoin at a place where they're gonna give you some kind of yield, which is baloney. Okay, or get caught in the trap of trading. You don't need to trade Bitcoin. All you gotta do is save in Bitcoin and hold it for as long as possible. And if you can hold it for 4 years or more, you're in the positive. You're becoming more wealthy. You're becoming more, your purchasing power is going up just by the virtue of holding it. Okay, that is the power of having a real money that it can't be inflated. And so anyway, let's keep going. Let's jump into the first segment of the show that we like to call. Well, I gotta mute this music first. We like to call the Sat Strength. All right, today the price of Bitcoin is $59,269.53. You can buy 1,687 Satoshis for a single dollar. What is a Satoshi, you might be asking yourself? Well, I'm glad you asked. A Satoshi is a fraction of a Bitcoin. Just like a dollar is made up of 100 cents, a Bitcoin is made up of 100 million Satoshis. And for the small price of $1, you can get 1,686 Satoshis. Yeah, you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin all at once. You don't have to spend $59,273. But if you did have it, why not? You should. Anyway, you can grow your stack little by little. Stack these sats. See where that comes from? Stack those sats little by little. And eventually, you'll hit your goal of a quarter of a Bitcoin, a half a Bitcoin, a whole Bitcoin, maybe 2 Bitcoin, right? It's up to you. You decide, right? You decide how much money you're okay with holding in paper money. You decide how much money you're okay with getting debased on, okay? Because whatever you're holding in cash is losing value over time as governments print money and as banks issue debt. When they do those things, the supply of the money increases and the value of each individual unit, the purchasing power of each individual unit decreases. So it's called inflation. And what that does is it makes it to where you have to spend more and more of that thing, more and more of those paper dollars or paper bills to buy the same stuff. And so no matter how hard you work, how many jobs you have, 2 jobs and an Uber on the side, you're a doctor and you're still doing Uber, because no matter what, eventually you will fall victim to the money printer, because the money printer don't stop. Okay, the money printer doesn't stop. Look at that. We're at 35 and a quarter trillion dollars in debt, and it's gonna keep going up. When we started the show, we're like at 31 trillion or something like that. But yeah, this is it right here, guys. This is the reason why you cannot get ahead when you feel like you're not gonna head. You can't get ahead because no matter how many raises you get, if you got to raise every year of 10%, you'd still be treading water against the real rate of inflation. It's wild. Okay, let's get back to this regular one. Anyway, say you're walking down the street, minding your own business. You look down, you see a penny, you pick it up, and the day that penny could have got you 16.92 Satoshis. Round of applause from the live studio audience for Leonard. What up, Leonard? All right, cool. Drive safe. Very cool. Yeah, 16 Satoshis for a single penny. Just like that. And when Bitcoin is worth $1 million, 1 penny will be worth 1 Satoshi. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. Let me throw on some music again. Sounds a little sad over here. All right. So that is the Sat Strength. All right. Now we're to another segment that we like to call. I got to pause this music now, huh? Next segment of the show. and I kind of dabbled into it a little bit, is why we stack. Okay, we got into it a little bit. Let's jump back. Let's jump right back in there. $35 trillion in debt. Look how fast the debt is growing. It's going at about $50,000 every what? Let's count it. I'm gonna count $100,000 more in debt. Okay, I'm gonna count it. Here goes. When it switches to zero. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1000. Okay, so about we'll say 4 seconds. We'll give it a little bit of a head start. 4 seconds. It takes 4 seconds to get $100,000 more into debt. Okay, so if we break that down, it takes 1 second to add another $25,000 worth of debt to the national debt, as you can see, and it's still going, right? The average salary for Americans is about $50,000 a year. That means that you have to work for a whole year to make up 2 seconds of the U.S. national debt clock going up. Do you think you can work that much harder? Right? You can't. It's physically impossible. Okay? So anyway, that's why stuff gets more expensive, right? So, what is the answer? Why do we stack? Well, when we stack, divide the national debt to 21 million BTC, right? Why do we stack? Well, because the way the system is set up right now, if you're holding debt instead of paper money, right? Or assets, sorry, if you're holding debt and you have a low enough interest rate, in the future, you're paying back with weaker money, even though the numbers are the same. Let's do the pizza analogy, but but like for a loan, okay? So here we go. I borrow a pizza that has 8 slices from Leonard, because I know he's driving somewhere. So I borrow that pizza from Leonard, and Leonard just knows on his books that I owe him 8 slices of pizza. Okay? So I take that 8 slices, I eat them, or I do whatever I want to do with them, right? And as the currency debases, as the pizza debases, the slices of that pizza get smaller. Okay? So I took a whole pizza, and by the time I pay him back, depending on the interest rate and the rate of inflation, I'm paying him back 8 slices of pizza, but the pizza slices are smaller now. Okay? So in this transaction, I'm gaming the system, and Leonard is losing value, because if you look back in time and see the 8 slices that I originally got versus the 8 slices I paid back, the 8 slices I paid back add up to about a quarter of the pizza that was given to me, right? So I leached value from him like that, right? So it's crazy. Okay. Now, if you have a hard asset that you're trying to buy that's worth a percentage of the money supply, let's say a Bitcoin, right? It's worth a certain percentage of the money supply. As the money supply, or a home, right? As the money supply goes up, as the money supply increases, each individual unit is able to purchase less and less things. So you need more of those weaker dollars to buy the same percentage of the money supply, right? Or to buy an asset that's worth the same percentage of the money supply. For example, we'll do the taco example real quick. You have a taco that, there's only $100 in existence. 100 units of 100. What do you call? No, we're not gonna call them. We're gonna call them Carl bucks today. Okay, there's only 100 Carl cash in existence in the whole wide world. Okay, and one taco costs 5% of the money supply. Okay, and that means that the one taco is worth 5 Carl cash dollars, or 5 Carl bucks. Okay, so Carl decides to print more money because he needs more cash for whatever reason. He's gonna build a bridge or fund something, a war that we didn't ask him to fund, right? Or he's gonna hire some of his friends to work in the government, and he's gonna pay them big salaries. So he's got to have some more cash on hand so he can get that going, right? Run the government. Come on, man. So he says, okay, I know there's only $100 of Carl cash in existence. I'm gonna make it to where we have $200 of Carl cash in existence. Also, you had let's go back to the beginning. Let's say you had $10 or sorry 10 units of the Carl cash, and Carl had 90, right? Oh, no, let's do 50-50. Carl had 50, you had 50, and you both have half of the money supply. Okay, a taco still costs 5% of the money supply, so that's $5. Oh, sorry, five Carl cash. Okay, so Carl, being the government, says, okay, I need more money to do stuff, and I don't have enough, so I'm just gonna print more. So now there's 200 Carl cash in existence. And now instead of you holding half of the money supply, you're holding 25% of the money supply. Carl just debased you by 25%. But here's the part that sucks even more. I mean, that sucks too, but here's the part that sucks even more. That taco still costs 5% of the money supply to produce. Okay? So now, even though you have your 50 Carl cash and you think you have half the money supply, it's only worth 25% of the money supply now. So you go to the taco guy and you're trying to get the same taco, and now instead of being 5% of the money supply, and now instead of just being $5, which is 5% of the money supply, since the money supply doubled, 5% is what it takes to produce that taco. So now the taco costs 10 Carl cash. Okay, so now your expenses have gone up, right? Because that same ratio of inflation is not only affecting the tacos you're buying, it's also affecting your rent, your food, your gas, all that stuff, right? And that's just purely on the inflation level. On top of that, you can add other things like taxes and like supply, more of like a supply and demand thing, where like if something is more scarce, it's obviously going to be more expensive. But that's in addition to the normal market fluctuations. Okay, so why am I telling you all this stuff? Well, because Bitcoin takes you out of that system. It reverses it for you. Okay, so if you're saving in Bitcoin, the thing that you're holding cannot be made. You can't make more of it, so it retains its value, and even better, it appreciates against the weakening dollar, because the dollar keeps getting printed and printed. So you need more and more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of Satoshis or Bitcoin. And yeah, that's how it works. Okay, so long story longer. To wrap that story up, you don't have enough Bitcoin. Set your goals, make your way towards your goals, and when you hit your goals, set a higher goal, because you can never have enough Bitcoin. All right? And to wrap it up and put a bow tie on it, saving in Bitcoin is like going back in time and giving yourself a perpetually increasing retroactive raise for the hours you've already worked for as long as you hold the Bitcoin that represents those hours. Okay, and you can substitute anything in there. You can say for the hours you've already worked. You can say for the stuff you sold and converted into Bitcoin, right? Anything you've done to exchange the form of to change the form of that value from paper money to Satoshis. When you do that, that's going to continue to pay you off into the future, right? Because it's going to keep appreciating, because of course the money printer don't stop, and the banks don't stop issuing loans. Even if they're not issuing loans to us poor people, they're issuing loans to corporations and other places. Like, for example, MicroStrategies, right? They can take out loans because they have a cash flow and they have a big credit, right? But what's Michael Saylor doing is taking loans against the company basically and buying Bitcoin with it, right? Anyway, or splitting a stock and selling more stock to buy more Bitcoin. So, guy's a freaking genius. But anyway, all right. That's enough for why we stack. It's Friday, guys, and I'm feeling good. Got a long weekend coming up, so it's gonna be a blast. Shout out and round of applause for Mr. Paul. What up, Paul? Good to see you in here, man. I keep watching this national debt calculator. It's pretty crazy. 35.25 trillion. All right, I'm gonna change the screen because I'm getting depressed. It's killing my vibe. I'm going to turn on some more music so it doesn't kill my vibe. All right. So, I guess what's the next order of business, guys? A stack recap? Let's do it. Here we go. Stack recap. because we don't only talk about stacking sats Monday through Friday. We actually buy some here on the show. We buy $20 worth of Bitcoin every weekday, live during the stream, depending on the price of Bitcoin. Sometimes we do a double stack. When the price of Bitcoin is above our average buy price, we buy $20 worth. But on days like today, when the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price, we do a double stack. Double stack means $40. So today, we're going to be purchasing $40 worth of Bitcoin for the Friday stack. And it's going to be sweet. Okay? Here's another little example. We refer to this often. Let's not do that right now. Let's get to this part done. Okay. So far for 2024, we're up about 5%. We've saved $4,757.47 into Bitcoin. Those dollars purchased us 8.4 million satoshis, and those satoshis today are worth $5,003. Another way to look at it is I'd have to pay 5.17% more weaker dollars to buy the same amount of satoshis, like I was just saying in our example. Okay. For the lifespan of the show since the beginning, May 22nd, 2023, Pizza Day, we started the Stack Sats show to show that anybody could do this. I'm just a guy on the internet. I'm not a financial advisor or any of that. I just picked a frequency, I picked an amount, and I stuck to it. No matter what, I used to buy $5 a day, Monday through Friday. And same policy. You can have rules like that if you want to, or you could just do one set amount regardless of the price. But I like to buy a little double stack when the price dips below my average. Get a little extra cheap sats. Make sure I buy those dips. Okay. So since the beginning of the show, we're up about 37.53%. We've saved $8,261.98 and accumulated 19.2 million satoshis. If we were to go and buy the same amount of satoshis today with today's weaker paper money, we have to pay an additional 37.53% more to buy the same amount of satoshis. It's crazy, right? It's crazy. So this is the money glitch. This is what saves you from inflation. Okay, the people that were saving in dollars lost out on this 37% worth of value. Their purchasing power went down against Bitcoin, and so their lifestyle gets more difficult and difficult to afford. For the people that save in Bitcoin, our lives become cheaper. I know it's a crazy concept. It sounds like it's magic, but it's just the way it works. Okay. Back in the day, October 3rd, 2023, my burrito, beans, cheese, sour cream, and carne asada only cost me $13.70. It still costs that same amount today. The price has not gone up in terms of dollars. But if I made the calculations and saw what the price of Bitcoin was on those dates, the burrito used to cost me 49,603 satoshis. Today, that same exact burrito at the same price in USD cost me 53.26% less Bitcoin than it did on October, right? So I'm getting two burritos for the price of one, basically, right? And I'm not that hungry. I just need one burrito, right? I'll save the extra savings for tomorrow's burrito if I have a burrito every day, right? And those little things accumulate and add up over time, right? As the price of Bitcoin continues to go up, if you're saving in Bitcoin, your purchasing power goes up, and you need to pay less and less satoshis to get the things you need to live your life, to maintain your current lifestyle, to upgrade your lifestyle if you want, right? But you have that option, you have that choice. Okay, you can choose to go wild and upgrade your lifestyle and get a yacht and all that stuff, right? Or you can choose to continue to live the way you live. You're happy, you're content, and save those satoshis not for yourself, but for future generations, right? And that's another level of thinking that you almost think it's like a luxury, right? Because most people these days don't even have like, I heard it's like most people don't have like $1,000 in savings. That's wild to me, right? But like before I found Bitcoin, like I wasn't a saver, I just felt like I had to spend it, right? buy random stuff. But now I'd say I'm doing pretty good. Right? I still have my job, so I'm super blessed that way. But I'm more of a saver now, of course, right? Because when you see your stack, right? Like the stack for the show, it's pretty decent. It's $5 a day, and then we're doing $20 a day, right? But you see this kind of stuff, right? You see these numbers, and you're like, well, shoot, I'm up 35% on that. Man, I should have. Your initial thought is, oh man, that sucks. I should have put more in there. I should have saved more earlier, right? And it incentivizes you to become a saver, right? And because you can actually track, you can see your purchasing power growing over time, right? We've only been doing this show for like a little over a year, right? We're in our second year, and yeah, we hit it like on the bottom part of the, almost on the bottom, a little bit after the 15.5 bottom. But still, you look at the progress, and it's motivates you to continue to save, right? And because you're seeing the results, so it's pretty wild. Okay. Anyway, yeah. There's only one, I guess since the price of Bitcoin is below our average buy price, we're doing a double stack. And now that we know how much we're going to stack, there's only one thing left to do. Jeez, that's loud. It's time to stack some sats. All right, boys. I'm back. Stacking. Don't be lacking. Do your stacking. Oh, let's go. Don't lack. Get a stack. Don't lack. Add to your Bitcoin stack. There we go. I'm back on a strike here, and I'm gonna hit the buy button. I'm gonna queue it up for $40. BTC Moonguy in the house. What up? Round of applause from my live studio audience for BTC Moonguy. Good to see you in here. $40 stack today because the price of Bitcoin is below the average buy price in 2024. So here it goes. Killing the music. Starting the drum roll. Next. Confirm. And just like that, we are buying. Make it rain. Make it rain. Happy Friday, guys. Happy Friday. We've stacked another $40 worth of Bitcoin. And when we stack, say it with me, we chill. Oh, yeah. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're sitting there watching, and you're not a subscriber yet, hit subscribe. Do me a favor. We're trying to get to 300 subscribers. When we get to 300 subscribers, I'm going to do a $300 smash buy for our show stack. So we can look back at it and be like, ah, man, do you guys remember when we hit episode 300 and we did a $300 smash buy at like 60,000? Just like today, we like to go back and look at this perfect buy. Perfect. If you guys play Street Fighter, you know what I'm talking about. Right here. Boom. November 7th, 2023. I think it was episode 100 of the show or something like that. I think it was episode 100 of the show. We went crazy and we did a $1,000 smash buy. And at the time, it was a local high. Like it was like down at 34 before, like all week it was at 34, 33, 28, right? And then it went up to 35 and we're like, oh man, it's like a local high. Should we do $1,000 smash buy? And we're like, and we just did it. Boom. We did a smash buy. And look at that. That single buy is up. It's not doubled, but getting there, right? So I want to look back at episode 300. I'm sorry, at our 300 subscribers, at our 300 subscriber mark, and say, hey, look, when we hit 300 subscribers, I bought $300 worth of Bitcoin. And that was when Bitcoin was 59,000. And it'll be like a year from now, maybe, right? Maybe 2 years. I don't know. 18 months from now. And we'll look back and say, oh man, do you remember? That was crazy. And be like, I wish I could buy $59,000 Bitcoin right now. I would like give an arm and a leg to be able to go back in time to today, right? To be able to go back in time to today and buy $59,080 Bitcoin. It's almost up. Yeah. Right. So to wrap this episode up and bring it full circle, what do you do when you meet your Bitcoin stacking goal? Should you stop? Heck no. You need to make that goal a little bit bigger and continue to stack. Because what else are you going to do with the extra money? Okay. By the time you get to your Bitcoin stacking goal, that means that you have a process in place that allows you to invest in the future of yourself. Okay. It allows you set up your life in a way that you have that you're generating a little bit of extra revenue so that you can invest in Bitcoin. And when you hit your goal, don't fall off the wagon and go back to poor spending habits and blowing your money, right? By then you should understand that the journey doesn't stop. It keeps going. You move your goal further out. You keep stacking because in the end, you'll be better off for it, right? Yeah, you can splurge a little bit here and there. Don't get me wrong, right? But continue to have those things in place. You already built your system for stacking. Keep that system going, okay? Because nothing else that you're going to do with your time is going to be, well, maybe if you build a business and it's a super good business and you have a crazy idea that nobody's ever had before, and all these things line up for you and it's a miracle, and you create this product that sells for whatever, it's no cost to you to make it, but it sells like hotcakes, right? Then yeah, you could probably do better, right? But what are the odds? Right? What are the odds? Okay. Keep stacking. Get your systems in place so that you continue to stack into the future. And once you get your goal, keep going. Celebrate. Right? Don't tell people what you got, right? But celebrate with yourself. Be proud of yourself. You know what you've accomplished, right? But just keep going. Just keep going. Okay? So with that, let's put on the good old music over here. And yeah, guys, it's gonna be an awesome Friday. Get outside, enjoy the outdoors, enjoy time with people you love, your friends, your family. You know, while we have them with us, right? Don't argue with people. Don't get upset. It's not worth it. Just go out there, treat everybody with respect, have fun, and have a great weekend. Okay? I'll be back here Monday for another episode of the Stack Sats Show. But until then, remember, if you ain't stacking, you're slacking. Later, guys. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and share this content with people you think might enjoy it. All right, guys. Peace.